it appears that most of the black community has come out and spoken against Kevin Samuels. They've made fun of him. They've had, they've made memes out of him. Obviously, he's getting a lot of run because there is truth in what he is saying. But black women and their white knight simps, black men, are attacking him like nobody's business. They're calling him all kinds of names, questioning his sexuality, trying to, talking trash about his family and trying to expose him and all this other kind of stuff. Listen, this is par for the course. What is not so surprising is that most of his detractors are his own people. In other words, it's black people. Kevin Samuels is finally having the kind of conversation that the black community needs to have in terms of long-term relationships. And surprise, surprise, they're trying to beat this guy down. So, CGA, in your opinion, what does this say about the black community that they are coming out, mostly it appears, against Kevin Samuels? And what do you think it means moving forward?
One of the reasons I haven't addressed or used my channels as a Black Issues channel is because I know the black community, as I call it on my channel, they don't want solutions. They are working around trying to make things work in the present state, which it does not work. I've been talking about it's been a cesspool for a long time. The reality is it is a pseudo matriarchy that is dependent on the government to survive. Until you change that dynamic, until you do that, then nothing changes. Everything gets worse progressively. Now, in relations to Kevin Samuels, fortunately, he's that voice that people are listening to. He's getting 15,000 people per stream. Congratulations to him and his success. And he can speak in a way that he's been saying things that we've been saying, but he speaks their language. Right. He can speak, he doesn't come across intimidating. He's well respectable, dressed, and he's a gentleman. He doesn't lose his temper like Donovan would. He doesn't start cracking jokes like I would do it. You know what I mean? Like it is in a perfect way that he speaks. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like what Public Enemy did. There was Public Enemy, there was NWA, there was X-Clan, there was a whole bunch of people, BDP. There was a whole bunch of people saying the same thing, but people choose to listen to maybe Arrested Development, maybe in a nicer way. And they'll say, oh, we'll listen to that. However, just like anything that goes on positively in the black community, they kill it. They cut the head off of it. Any positive direction that they can get, you can get somebody like your boy. What's the rapper that they shot in the middle of the street? Oh. Name one. There's 10 of them. Oh my God, there's 10 of them. Which one did they shoot?
Biggie, anyone that, Tupac, yeah.
What was the last one that they shot?
Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey Hussle. Yeah. Okay, look. Anybody that takes that community in a positive direction, they will have fans. They will have people that celebrate them. But ultimately, the kryptonite of the black community is the truth. And they don't want to deal with it. You see some of the people, some of the warthog type women that call in there acting like they've done something successfully. They're 38, they're 218 pounds. More degrees than a thermometer, and they still want a guy that's six figures. I think Kevin, his genius ultimately was to be able to expose this in a way that we didn't. We didn't ever bring these women on the show. We never brought them on the show. No, number one. And number two, we couldn't handle them the way Kevin handles them because he speaks their language. So he's able to bring the average at best, these warthogs, these people that don't have a chance at ever having a man in their life. And he's able to get them to hang themselves with their own words. Yes. He's able to do it. And in terms of the black community, it's never going to be saved until there's men like Kevin Samuels that has a proper voice in the community. Unfortunately, they're going to cut his head off. They're going to expose him. Whatever comes up, they're going to somehow derail him, and it's just unfortunate.
Before we get to Lucario, you're absolutely right. Kevin, like, nobody does it like this guy does. He is he's undefeated. He is surgical. And the interesting thing, the way he does it, it's just, and I've tried to figure it out. Listen, man, this was the perfect storm. This was the perfect guy at the perfect time with the perfect message and the perfect temperament. Because I'd have been deplatformed already. Like, you guys exactly. Listen, and listen, I've calmed down quite a bit from my, episode 100 days. Kevin never loses his cool. He is flatlined the whole time, and he never makes statements about these women. He gets them to hang themselves. He doesn't say your dating options are over. No, he allows these women to draw their conclusions simply with the surgical questions that he asks. It is a thing of beauty. It's must-see TV. Like, and I tell him all the time, Kevin Samuels is responsible for my sleep deprivation because I say I'm going to watch him for 15 minutes tonight. An hour and a half later, I can't turn it off. Dude, me and my girl watch Kevin Samuels. It's unbelievable. Lucario, hearing what CGA just said, what's your opinion because what CGA said, I believe, is absolutely spot on. Anytime there's anything positive in the black community, we do our level best to chop it down. Is that what's going to happen with Kevin? Because Kevin's one of the smartest people I know. Is Kevin going to be the one guy who actually sort of survives this meteoric rise to fame, or do you think he's going to end up like everybody else?
Well, I mean, you got to look at what a person would consider positive, though, because a lot of women who don't consider that positive. Like I'm on this app called Clubhouse. I don't know if y'all heard about it. Yeah. So on Clubhouse, they actually had whole rooms filled with like hundreds of people talking about Kevin Samuels and how, like how he needs to be stopped or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just thought it was funny. But the thing is, you got to understand is that the problem is you got to still understand that we're dealing with women. So you're going to have a certain amount of women who are going to gravitate towards it and it'll actually help them, which is going to be a small amount of women. But most women, truthfully, honestly, are just there to attention whore. So what most women are doing, especially on his channel, is that they want to come on there to be seen. You understand what I'm saying? That's the main thing. It's not, they don't want help. They just want to be seen. Now, there are some women who get help here and there from it, but most of them just want to be seen. So that's really why there's so many women on there like gravitating to that because they want the attention, but they're not really liking what he's saying because some of it is about accountability.
Yep.
You understand? And so therefore you're going to always have that hate, because when I was in these chat rooms and on the Clubhouse, it was like, they literally had like hundreds of people saying, oh, Kevin Samuels is messed up. And then you had the guys on there co-signing the women because, of course, those guys are beta males and they just want to, like kiss up to the women. So that's what was going on that I saw. I just thought it was hilarious.
Well, we'll go to Hotep and Myron, respectively. We're shout out a couple of super chats here. Watch video, interesting name. With the $5 super chat says, wow, Coach Greg Adams in the house. Where you been, bruh? Clue with the $5 super chat says, shout out to Kevin and his success. Let's see what else we got here. $2 super chat from Tim Othie says, fresh and fit is next to be worldwide. I would agree with that. I agree with that, man. Myron and Fresh have a hell of a podcast. Robert Sonaris with the 2.79 Canadian dollars says, Myron, the next alumni of the 6th class of 21. Myron, you are the chosen one, my friend. You appear to be the chosen one. Ricky Webster, $10 super chat says, Mr. Gaines in the house. French toast props due. Dude,
Thank you guys for all the support, man.
Absolutely,
but I just want to say this real quick. Guys, I wouldn't be here without the guys here on this panel, bro. Like, a lot of these guys helped me out incredibly. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to give kudos to the guys that helped even put me in this position. You know what I'm saying? If Donovan, Lucario, Hotep, CGA didn't take a chance on me, I wouldn't be here now. So I got to say thanks to the panel. I wouldn't be here without you guys.
Absolutely, man. And listen, we appreciate you giving us props, but if we hadn't taken a chance on you, trust me, someone else probably would have already. The talent is obvious. Hotep Jesus, your thoughts on the community and their attempted character assassination of Kevin Samuels, and why? What does this say about the black community? Unmute yourself. Okay, there you go.
No, I think it's cute, man. I think it's real cute. Like Lucario said, they was in the Clubhouse, and I don't really like going there because I don't like people that much. But I saw the rooms popping, and I had a little bit of time in between time. So I sat there and I listened to the girls because the room said he was a scammer.
Oh, God.
Right, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, right. He's a fraud.
So I'm thinking to myself, like, hold up, I do a show with this nigga. What y'all mean he a scammer?
Right.
So I'm listening in to find out, all right, is he? Because I don't know Kevin Samuels like that. So they said his website didn't have testimonials and some Yelp reviews.
Oh my God.
And I was like, all right, sweetie, listen, maybe he doesn't do business the way you think he should do business. but that doesn't make him a scammer, right? Just because he doesn't have his digital marketing funnel set up the traditional way. You don't know how this guy's getting his clients. They probably coming through Instagram DMs, sending him money through Cash App. You know, he might not even need his portfolio. He's not you where he needs his portfolio. It's Kevin Samuels, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So the other half was the Yelp reviews. They were saying, yo, he got negative Yelp reviews. And I'm like, you know, anybody could leave Yelp reviews, right? And I'm saying, but with the backlash as he's getting right now, I would expect him to have a 1-star review on Yelp from people just trolling and leaving stuff on there. I said, but let's say it's true. That doesn't make him a scammer. Like, that's different. Like, when you say that's libel, when you start, you know, yeah, it was real funny to me, you know. I was just laughing. But again, it's cute because they hurt.
Yep.
They real hurt. They hurt little girls. And Lucario hit it on the head. They out here grifting, man. Mm-hmm. They opening up these rooms for attention.
Mm-hmm. I think
to get they little followers up.
I think Kevin has become an industry. That's what
Kevin Samuels is an industry right now.
Yeah, he really is. There are channels dedicated just to talk about him. They're at 30,000 subscribers already, just that quick. Myron, what is your take on the whole Kevin Samuels rise and what? And again, just based on just off of what Coach Greg Adams says, the black community does seem to snuff out its biggest and its best only when they talk about the real narrative, the empirical data, rather than the narrative. What are your thoughts?
So I actually took notes as everybody was speaking, and everyone on the panel made fantastic points that I want to just touch on a little bit. And I want to preface this and let people know that Kevin Samuels is a personal friend of mine. You know, we talk on the phone at least once or twice a week. And, you know, the guy is very smart, like very high IQ. And I just want to say this. So here's the reality. I'm going to say some uncomfortable things that might piss some people off, but I'm going to say it. It is what it is. Successful black men, a lot of the time, do not deal with black women. That's just the reality. You look at athletes, you look at celebrities, etc. The first thing a lot of black men do when they make money is they go and they run and get a white girl, a Latina, an Asian, whatever it is, right? This is the uncomfortable truth that a lot of African-American women dislike, okay? Now, what Kevin is doing, contrary to what a lot of African-American women think, is he's trying to bring black men and black women together. So he's going right into the hornet's nest and telling the black women, this is why you're losing these black men to these other races of women. Because here's the reality, and there's empirical data to prove this. Black women have the lowest approval rate of all the other races of women. I'm going to say that again. Black women have the lowest approval rate of all the other races on dating apps, because they've done it on OkCupid and a couple other dating apps where they looked and said that they saw that black women have the lowest response rates. Now, I know people are saying, well, why is that relevant? I'll tell you why it's relevant. Because on online dating apps, people are brutally honest with what they actually like. Yes. That's why the data is so good. So black women have the lowest approval ratings. And on top of that, black women, by far, when you look at the numbers, prefer African-American men. Why is this a problem? Well, it goes simple as this. Black men are like the universal blood donor. They'll deal with other demographics of women if they can. Women are blood type A. They can only deal with African-American men typically. That's what they prefer. But the men that they want can date a whole plethora of women versus what they're looking for is a very segmented portion of the community. Now, let's add some buffers onto that make it worse. Educated black women, far less likely to get into a relationship than an educated Caucasian woman, okay?
Ooh.
Kevin talks about this on his show with data, and the women don't like to hear it, right? So, and here's another uncomfortable truth that I'm going to say. Black women almost universally don't respect black men. Yup, I'm going to say it again.
You hit the point right there.
Almost always do not respect black men. And the reason why, let's keep it real, in the African-American community, a lot of women grow up in fatherless households, right? Their mother tells them niggas ain't shit. Yep. The music tells them niggas ain't shit. Society tells them niggas ain't shit. So a lot of African-American women grow up in a household where they just inherently don't respect black men. And they have more masculine traits because they're raised by a woman that told them you need to compete with men and get out there and get it. That's fine. I ain't going to knock successful women. It is what it is. Go out there and earn and become successful. But, there's always two sides to it, right? I always say this. the more money a man makes, the more doors open. The more money a woman makes, the more doors close. And for black women, it's even worse because since black women prefer black men, according to the stats, right? The black men that they're looking for that make a certain amount of money, certain height, etc., are literally like a 1%. And all the women want this guy. But guess what? These guys can date Asians, white women, Latinas, etc., especially these entertainers and celebrities of which these black women are chasing. So what Kevin is doing is this. He's giving them a cold, hard dose of reality that, listen, these men that you're chasing are not looking for you, and society lied to you. This is what you need to do. Here's realistic standards, and this is where you really fall in the sexual marketplace. Not what you think that you're a 10. This is where you really fall according to men. And then when the women get mad, he tells them, listen, because every woman's defense is this. Well, I have a lot of guys pursuing me, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't fucking matter. How many guys are getting down on one knee and proposing to you? That's when I just hear crickets all over the place. They have nothing to say. Just because they know. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like they know that they're not getting guys to commit to them seriously. And I always say it. Man game is being able to attain a woman. Girl game is can you retain a guy post sex? And when Kevin gives them this uncomfortable reality, can you keep a guy around? And better yet, can you get an engagement? They don't got no answers. And they don't like hearing that because it's the truth. Then he's able to back up what he says with empirical data. So that's why these women hate him. They're doing big clubhouse chats, calling him a scammer, whatever. Listen, you guys want to call him a scammer? That's fine. That doesn't take away from the fact that this motherfucker is speaking facts. Like Kevin Samuels is a facts machine when he dissects the problems with black women. They can say whatever they want. The thing is this, you guys don't like the fact that the information is true and you want to go and make ad hominem attacks on things you can't even prove. And then to bring it back full circle, last point, Lakar is 100% right. A lot of these women that get on this show with Kevin, they get on there simply to get attention from an older, attractive guy, no homo, right? And be able to get some clout on the internet and talk to Kevin Samuels. You know, like that celeb, I think she called in a couple weeks ago. I forget her name. She'd been arrested a bunch of times. She's a celebrity. She called him to get attention. She didn't take any of his advice serious. She calls up drunk about her problem. Da, 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 da. It goes back to what I always say. A lot of the time when women talk to you, they don't really want solutions to their problems. They just want to talk to somebody about it and like get attention. So that's why I think he's getting hated, because not only does he tell them their problem, crush their realities, but he also gives them the uncomfortable reality of where they really stand in the sexual marketplace, contrary to what society does. Because let's keep it real. What does society tell black women? You're beautiful the way you are, no matter how fat, rude, bitchy, or masculine you are. You're a queen, girl. Hell no. Beyonce been lying to you bimbos for too long because she tells you all the single ladies, but then she goes back to fucking Jay-Z. So, you know what I'm saying? And Kevin is basically giving them the reality. So that's my little thing right there. The women are going to get mad at me, but you know what?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah.
And that, gentlemen, is why Myron is clearly going to be the next graduate of the 7. Very, 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 very well done.
But the problem here, Myron, can I ask you this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you made 100% great points on that one. But the problem is, from the black woman perspective, if they will only select black men and black men have options to go out, why are they sticking to selecting only black men? There has to be a reason why. You said that they don't respect black men, but I mean, we know the answer to this.
Why. Listen, I'll tell you why.
Go ahead. I want somebody to say the answer. Everybody knows what it is.
Absolutely.
I'll go after you, Donovan.
Because check this out.
Go ahead.
Yeah, listen, because black women are the most attracted to black men. They don't respect black men, but they want and it's funny because black women talk all the time. Oh, I'm gonna go swirl and we're gonna go date Asians, and that was a fucking joke. But dude, Issa Rae, what are you doing, right? The lowest SMV women going with some of the lowest SMV men, like fuck out of here with that. Right. But black women want black men. They do. And it's a weird conundrum they're in because they don't respect black men, yet they somehow want them. But one of the main reasons why black women want black men even more now is because a lot of black men don't want black women. And by virtue of just not giving a shit makes us more attractive to them. Is that the answer you were thinking about?
I'll say this. So black women, like when you look at the studies, they typically almost always want African-American men.
Of course.
It's that they want the top tier African-American men. They don't necessarily want, the lower class guys that are like, bums or whatever. They want a higher class guy. Now, will they settle with these lower class guys just because, you know, out of necessity? Yeah, they will, but they're all chasing that top percentage of guys. And the other thing, too, is nobody talks about this, but let's keep it real. African-American men right now are a hot commodity for all women to date. And we know how women may select. Pre-selection is huge. So since other women want black men nowadays, it's the cool thing to do ever since, like, since I hate to say it, with the riots that happened last year, you know, a lot more attention on Black Lives Matter. You know, obviously hip hop music is like the top music genre right now.
Yep.
So dating a black guy is considered woke and cool. So since other races of women now gravitate towards African-American men, we know how women are. Women are hive-minded creatures that need pre-selection. So now that these guys are getting this attention, being a black male has an even hotter
I'll tell you this, Myron.
value commodity. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. Black women have always known that other races of women are attracted to black men. Listen, they didn't need rap music or social media for that. They didn't need Kim Kardashian for that. And this is why black women coined the phrase Becky. Well, Becky can have y'all, like, right? Yeah. And I think Kevin calls them Becky, Ling Ling, Marisol, going to holler at Jamal and all that other kind of stuff. But yeah, listen, it's an open secret that and listen, white guys are at the top of the sexual market value food chain. At least that's what the data says. But black men are not too far behind, man. And it's just like you said, it's a pre-selection thing. The
gap is closing.
Yeah, right. Closing. The more the more women want black men, the more attractive we become. Go ahead, Coach.
But I think ultimately the one point we're leaving out is that black women know that black men won't challenge them.
That's true.
They know black men won't challenge them. They know their black men will always be in the mama mode, and black women don't have to step up. They know white men will make them come in at 5'3", 125. Black women know that they don't want to put up with that. The black man will take her at 268 pounds. He'll take a white woman at 268. I think the reason why black women never really dip over, they'll talk about swirling, but it's normally some gap-toothed ghetto broad talking about they're going to go swirl. They ain't never seen a real white man in their life. But it's usually the black women that know that a black man won't challenge her and make her do better. Black men ultimately will go with a woman that has 3 baby daddies. And white men ain't never going to do that. So this is why I think black women always stick to the guns of going to black men.
And real quick, just to add to that, CJ, I agree with you that they won't challenge them. And then I'll take it a step further. The guys that have the ability to challenge them don't deal with them. They go just deal with like another race of women altogether.
Right.
Totally right, but I'm gonna tell you, this is why Kevin is also so popular, because remember a lot of the black men that watch him are the black men that don't challenge the women, so they're looking Kevin to challenge the women. So they're
absolutely great point.
It also happens.
Yeah, it's almost like
living vicariously through them.
There you go. Yeah. We all said the same thing. All three of us. Yes. Black men tune into, and you can see them in the chat too. Black men tune in to watch these women just hang themselves. And dude, it's a thrill because black men can't openly challenge black women, especially in the black community. They'll be all but ostracized. Let's get to these super chats coming in hot and heavy. We're going to go to the phone lines here very, very shortly. Lord Sinister with the $20 super chat says he took no nonsense and blew up. He actually tells black men and especially women the truth. We as people need to look at ourselves and change for the better. Sometimes others aren't the problem. We are. Truer words never spoken there. C-Dub with the $10 super chat says KS is equal parts passionate, knowledgeable, cool under fire, and solutions oriented. He doesn't suffer complaints or fools. His MO is strict accountability, a hard sell to women of any race. To be fair, listen, man, I mean, if Kevin Samuels were white, then I don't know, maybe he blows up, maybe he doesn't, but I don't see women of any race here in America be taking this lying down. I mean, they're all going to have a problem with it. Mike C, $10 says to Coach's point, the problem with the black community itself, it needs to be fixed from within, not by the government. We have the strength to overcome the odds, but few want to do the work. Wow, very, very good point. Let me keep scrolling down here. Big Steve from Texas, $5 says, lonely black women who are in denial is on an extreme rise. Tricky Trini with the $5 super chat says, black women aren't losing black men. Their refusal to submit or admit a need to change pushes us away. Wow. Slugos the Sauce continues to make me look like an idiot with another $50 super chat, says Yelp is useless. That place is surviving off of their own golden age of busy bodies. I've never thought of it that way, but I think you're absolutely right. Lee Maxfield, $5 says the soundboard god out here spitting straight up facts. Truer words never spoken there. Clue with the $5 super chat says black women see us as boys. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I apologize. Says black women see us as boys. That's why the average at best video triggers them. A quote boy is not supposed to talk to women that way. Wow, you guys are coming with the knowledge. Sammy Shee, $5 says Myron Gaines with the mic drop. Damn, he actually edited himself. Somebody donated another big super chat, so I got to scroll.
Thank you guys so much for the support, by the way. Seriously, thank you, man, to all the viewers out there.
Yeah, man, you guys are really, really coming with the super chats, man. We always like to see, we always appreciate the
love.
Why do I keep hearing myself? There we go. All right, I'm good. Sorry about that. Lord Sinister, $50 super chat says, along with what Myron said, there were literally black mothers who were trying to raise their sons to be feminists and express their emotions like women. This completely ignores the fact that society is going to treat their sons like men, not women. Very good. Hassan F. with the 2 British pounds says, damn, Fresh and Fit is landing these Tyson body shot hard. Yes. Theo Waff with the $150 super chat. Thank you very much for that. Holy shit, man.
Yo, thank you for that, bro.
Thank you very much. He says, I'm a successful black man and black women are not on my menu. I want a woman, not a problem. God damn.
He's very successful, by the way. He's one of my guys.
Oh, yes.
A lot of money a month, man. And dudes like him definitely ain't looking that way.
No, hell no. Not on the menu. Not on the menu. Charles Merchant. Yeah. Wow, Charles Merchant, haven't seen him in forever. Holy moly, one of the TSR Towers OGs, $10, says they believe the truth without compassion or being nice is brutality. So Kevin Samuels telling them that they do not qualify hurts their souls. Trutino, $5 to shout out to Myron, putting a muzzle on these German shepherds. Okay, appreciate that. Lee Maxfield, $5 super chat, says Theo Waff, #100. Brad Iverson, $5 Canadian says only in the black community where you could make a legitimate argument that the men are more appealing than the women, the black community only. Peter Lee, $5 says off topic, but I watched your Karen Cross video all the time. Best video representing dual mating strategy. Thank you very much. C Square with a $100 super chat says when you expose the truth and it goes viral like Kevin Samuels did by telling these queens they are average at best, it's triggering. It's like if I think I'm a kingpin and I'm told I'm a middleman at best. Well, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, and then he does this emoji here. Love that very much. Holy smokes, these are just coming in hot and heavy. Jesus Christ. Give me a second. I got to scroll back up because I don't want to miss any of these. Okay, listen, they're still coming in. We're going to get to the phone lines here shortly. Fear to Zone, $2 says lots of Kermit the Simps for Miss Piggy. Very good. Monkey Business, $5 says follow the money. I guarantee you'll find marketers funding Kevin's angry mob somewhere to protect their businesses. Single women. I think that is accurate. Ryda, $5 says it's not that we don't challenge them. It's that we don't have the time for the headache of dealing with their BS. I would agree with that. St. Jim, $5 says no disrespect to the subject. Just started following Hotep. Love the chess games where Kevin Samuels and Jap love you brothers doing God's work. Appreciate that. Slogois, the silence, another $100 super chat. Shout out to the coach gang.
Sligo is the sauce.
Sligo, oh, that's what Sligo is the sauce. Okay, gotcha. Christopher Rice, $50 super chat. We greatly appreciate all of this incredible generosity.
Thank
Holy
you guys.
Cannoli, man. You guys are just, dude, I am absolutely blown away. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to go ahead and bring in the callers. We are actually double screening the callers. So Dev is going to screen them on the front side. I'm going to screen them from the back side. I don't see any reason. I don't see anything in the notes. I trust Dev's judgment. So I think I'm just going to bring them straight on. First, we're going to bring on Adrian in San Antonio, who thinks he knows why Kevin Samuels is being attacked. Go ahead, Adrian.
Hey, what's up, Don? Adrian San Antonio.
Oh, what's up, AJ?
Finances, called today to fix the other social ills in the black community. Yeah, I think the problem, because I think a lot of people are focusing too much on the just black women, which is the biggest problem, but people are forgetting that you said he's attacked by kind of black men too. And I think the problem is because they fear obviously a strong black man, but the problem is because I think they fear losing their hold over the whole black community, because as has been said in the past a couple times, the black community is run by a matriarchy, whereas every other community, you know, Caucasian, Asian, Hispanic, whatever, is still run by the men. Even though Hispanics, mama plays a big part, is still run by the men. I think the problem with him is they're noticing that, damn, he's telling them to improve themselves, this and that, hold women to a standard. But by and large, that means the men have to be able to hold to a standard. And as the men are increasing that, the women feel they're going to lose their hold on the black community, and then they can't run it the way they want. And I think that's what they see happening. And I think black men just become used to that. So I think they're just used to, like, you know what, we're going to lose our easy hold on peace leave, whatever. So that's my take on it, because I understand the black women. I wouldn't understand why black men would get upset, but I think that's why. They're just used to it. They're effeminate, single moms, but they don't want to lose their peace leave train. But the women see what's happening, and that's what's really pissing them off.
Good stuff. AJ in San Antonio, I appreciate the call. Any thoughts on this? Listen, our first caller is a white guy who has an opinion on this. Does anybody agree or disagree with AJ in San Antonio?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's as if, like, the thing is that, like I said, the guys, the men that have the authority to challenge, the masculine energy that a lot of African American women bring and standards they demand of men, the men that have the actual value to challenge them don't care about them. So they're not even going to bother to correct them. They're just going to go deal with another chick outside the race. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But the guys that can't date outside their race, they don't have the capacity to do it. You know, they're not man enough to actually stand up and tell these chicks, yo, let's keep it real. A lot of you guys are a lot of African American women. Let's keep it a stack. They don't work out. A lot of them don't, man. Like, you know what I mean? Whereas, like, if you look at like other races of women, they do work out. So something simple like that. But like the guys that are high value in the African American community, they're not going to bother correcting them because they can actually date outside. Why would they bother? It's like, why am I going to subject myself to dealing with some boss B, right? She may be attractive, but I can go get a white girl that is also attractive and a boss B that doesn't come with the attitude, right? So it's like, it's like, why are you going to deal with the hassle and headache if you don't have to and you have the capacity to date outside, right? So that's how I look at it. Go ahead.
Yeah, one point that he made, great point, was that originally, if you remember when Kevin started down this road, the black men were giving him the most pushback.
Yes.
All right. Before even the women got on board. So he makes a good point. When he started talking about wearing suits and he started talking about 6-figure high value, there was a lot of men started making rebuttal videos related to that. They had a bigger problem with him talking about that. That was a subject of that rubbed men the wrong way. And then as he started bringing women on the show, then the subject matter changed to what he's doing with women. But the caller's right. The men were the ones that bucked on Kevin Samuels initially. And then it wasn't until he started doing the women thing, then all of a sudden people kind of came back on board as a collective.
That's a good point.
Okay.
I think the takeaway is that anytime you shine a spotlight on human beings' inadequacies, they're going to buck. So like when he told men, hey, listen, to be considered a high value guy, you need to earn this, a certain amount of money. You need to have these things in place to be considered a high value guy. What do men do? Well, I don't measure up to that. So screw you, Kevin, because I'm not adhering to, this standard that you're putting out. Like, screw you, right? Like, right. So they're getting put on the spotlight. And then now, right, he has the spotlight on the women. Hey, these are your inadequacies. You're too masculine. You're rude. You're too old. You're overweight, whatever. High value men don't want to deal with you. Now the men are loving this because finally someone is speaking up and telling these women what they need to do that no one has told them before. So they're shining a spotlight on the female inadequacies and they're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck yeah. But I guarantee you, back when he was telling the men, hey, you need to bring this and this to the table, the women were like, damn right, you need to earn a certain amount of money, whatever. So when he criticizes a gender and shines a spotlight on their inadequacies, the opposite gender is going to clap and applaud him. But the thing just goes to show this. The bottom line is this. Human beings don't like being put on the spotlight about their inadequacies that are 100% within their control, because it isn't within your control how much money you make, how much in shape you are, your competence, your intelligence, your confidence, all that's in your arena. But when you put a spotlight on that, hey, you need to improve these things, humans are always going to buck because they don't like to be put on a standard of success.
Okay, let's the lines are absolutely jam-packed. So we're going to have to mow through these quickly. Let's go to Quentin in Tampa, who wants to talk about the negative reaction, is really kind of about something else. Quentin in Tampa, go ahead.
Yeah, peace, y'all. Really, you guys hit on it as soon as I called in. So when I was learning this information at the beginning, I said, I'm going to go to Facebook and I'm going to start talking about these issues. And what I realized was that, okay, the women were, the men agreed with me, but they agreed with me in secret.
Right.
And to me, this is a major problem because it's like, you guys have the same issue that I have, but you want me to go out there and put it on the line, and you want to hit me in a private message. So I say, I'm going to stop going on Facebook. I'll build up my own thing, and whoever's looking for it, because I look at the guys that attack Kevin Samuels as just being blue pill. That's to be expected. But for the guys that's like agreeing with what you say, but then at the same time, they only want to just, do it in private, then it's like it defeats the purpose of, if other men not going to speak up. So I think the problem that I see is that black men need to start standing up.
Okay, Quentin in Tampa, I appreciate the call. I agree with him. 100%. Black men definitely need to stand up. And the difference is that most black men agree with Kevin Samuels. The problem is that they are afraid to do so live. Guys, listen, I see a lot of people trying to jump in line. Blog Talk Radio is automatically going to hang up on you if you press 1 to get to the front of the line. So no cuts, no butts, no coconuts. You got to wait in line like everybody else. Let's go to Ray in PG, who says that the attacks on Kevin Samuels is a generational problem. Ray, what's going on, brother?
You already know what time it is.
Yes, sir. What's up, man?
All right. So I'm not surprised at all by what happened because growing up in the inner city, I saw firsthand that everybody has a voice besides the unapologetically masculine black man. Look now. The transgender man has a voice. The transgender woman has a voice. The lesbian woman has a voice. The gay man has a voice.
Okay, all right.
Let a black man say anything.
Right.
And it's a problem. Not to mention, it's not even about what he said or how he said it. It's just the fact that he said anything. Black women, for whatever reason, are allergic to the truth.
Right.
And it's not like he was attacking him. He was just saying, hey, I'm speaking truth to power here. This is exactly why the men that you want aren't coming for you. And they just didn't like it.
Ray and PG, speaking the truth here, man. Something he said. Everybody has a voice in the black community except for the black man. Does anybody have anything on that? What do you think, Hotep?
That's why I left Black Twitter.
Oh, shit. Wow. Okay. Short.
I'm saying I was stagnating myself being in Black Twitter.
Okay. Why?
Why
is that?
It's like a small club, and there's unwritten rules you got to follow to be a part of that club,
Like,
and
what kind
a
of
lot of it
rules?
has to deal with compromising your red pill.
Okay.
Like you say something about women the wrong way, and it's just like, oh, you hate women? It's like, what are you talking about? Like, where are you at with it? And just general conversations, even about politics. It was just like free thinking is almost not allowed.
Right.
I'm like, I love y'all. I love y'all as a community, but sometimes you got to lead the hood to help the hood.
Damn.
Yeah. And that's profound. And I'll say this too, like, so let's just make, let's just call a spade. If you hold women accountable, regardless of race,
Yep.
You're going to be labeled a misogynist. I made a TikTok. You guys know I went viral on TikTok for simply saying punish bad behavior from women. And everyone is like, are we dogs? I don't like the way he said it. I got like Lonnie Love on the reel. Like, I get what he said, but I don't like the way he said it. Like, if you say anything that puts women on the spot and holds them accountable for their actions, you're instantly going to be labeled a woman hater, a misogynist, whatever it is. So knowing this, a lot of men just don't even want to deal with it. They don't want to say anything that might trigger women. Now, let's move that to the black community. It's even more pronounced in the black community. I would say it's times 2 or times 3. Like, you guys watch Dragon Ball Z? It's KO Ken times fucking 10 over there. You know what I'm saying? Because when you hold women accountable in regular, like I did on TikTok, you're going to go viral for saying something like hold them accountable for their behavior, punish bad behavior, and make her buy you a drink on the second date. If you do that in the black community, it's even worse.
Yep.
They're gonna really come at your neck. So, yeah, man, I would say women don't want to be held accountable, and African American women definitely don't want to be held accountable, especially when it's from a African American man that's what? Put together. The key here, guys, you want to know why they're coming at Kevin Samuels' neck? I'll tell you guys right now.
Because
well-spoken, he's eloquent, he dresses well, he's wearing a suit. He embodies the fucking man that these women want. And he's telling them to their face, you don't deserve men like me. You think they're going to be able to take that? That's
hell
the truth.
no. And you
these women want dudes like him. But he's telling them right there and then, you want a corporate guy, a guy earning this kind of money, whatever? Hey, I'm the avatar for that, and I'm here to tell you you don't qualify. So of course you get mad because they don't like hearing the truth. Because let me tell you guys something. If it was some hood dude, hey baby girl, you ain't really my measurement. I don't give a fuck, and he's trapping, selling drugs. She ain't gonna be that mad. She's like, I got a PhD. I don't care about you. But when a high value guy on their level that embodies what they want, that Christian Grey look, right, tells them you don't meet the requirements.
Qualify. You're average at best.
It burns. That's why they hate him.
Listen, the thing that is that is extremely impressive about Kevin, and this is true of all content creators, and this is actually true of all of us, right? Every one of us here, we live stream, okay? We live stream. We'll put out some pre-edited, content, but the vast majority, we make our hay on the air live. And so does Kevin. There is nothing scripted with Kevin Samuels. He's not paying these women to call. He is taking them on head to head, mano a mano, voice to voice, face to face, and he's undefeated. He's never lost. And it's all live. That's another reason they hate him, because you can't move this guy off of the square. When the truth is on your side, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. It really is. Let's go to Kyrese in London, who says women are not used to being rejected on shows. Kyrese, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me, Donovan?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say, I noticed that bringing women onto RP shows is not something new, because Tom Likas did it all the time back in the day.
Right.
And on Kevin's show, he doesn't tolerate no BS and kicks these women out when they don't cooperate. I know, Donovan, you brought that Lease woman back onto your show back in the day and stuff. And I know that Myron and King Richards have women on their streams all the time.
Wait, which woman?
So my question is, do you think... Say that again?
Which woman did I bring on the stream? I don't think I remember that.
Lisa. Do you remember that Lisa woman?
Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, Lisa Faye. Yeah, she called in and then I hit. Yeah,
so
you... Right. So
exactly. So you got some experience bringing women onto your show and stuff, and telling them how it is.
Sure.
So my question is, do you think more women should be allowed onto RP shows to get a reality check?
Ooh, dude,
a reality check, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Lucario. What are your thoughts? Do you think?
Yeah, what I'm saying is they're not getting a reality check. You got to understand something. Women know what you're saying, but they're not going to do anything. So unless you can talk to them, you can say what you say, but they're not actually going to do anything about it. All they're going to do is try to find ways to rationalize them staying the same. You understand what I'm saying? And then they're going to point the finger at you and say you're bad, you're misogynist, and all that other stuff. So that's basically what happens. You see what I mean? So it's not really a reality check they're getting. A lot of it really is just for people to it's for women to get attention, and it's for men who have a hard time dealing with women getting a release. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. To see somebody, talk to women frankly. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is.
CGA, what are your thoughts, man? Do you think more women should be allowed onto Red Pill content shows? Because I agree with Lucario. I think it's pointless.
I said no. I said no from the beginning. Actually, when Kevin started doing it, I said that's not a good idea. But it turned into a great idea. Yes. Congratulations to him. But I think what ultimately happens is if they believe that they're going to be a voice in this one and that they have a voice, message is going to get skewed. Yep. A lot of content creators are going to give them the mic as opposed to listen to the men who are giving men advice from the men experience. I don't think at any point, I think what Kevin is doing, he's not giving them the voice of a red pill, but it's going to encourage other people that say, hey, I agree. I'm on my own platform out. And then sooner they'll have more views than some of these guys that have been doing it for 4 or 5 years. That's going to be and when you give them that voice and opportunity, that message gets directed, in the simps, instead of coming to us or coming to the OGs, they're going to go flock to the women.
Yep.
And that's where the problem is, because then the woman change her direction. Just she can bait and switch, you change, and then go the other way. And now these simps are going to be misdirected.
I agree with you 100%, man. And you see because there are certain women out here who sort of dabble in the red pill sphere. Some have more legitimacy than others, but you see in the chat, as soon as a woman makes her way in, you don't see many women in my chat. You just don't. Because I've made it clear I am not, listen, women have had they've had a voice for 60 years. You are not getting a voice on TSR Live. That's just how it is. Women are to be seen and not heard as far as I'm concerned. And so that's the way. I
got a quick point on that.
Yeah,
I just want to say this, because I agree with I agree with CJ and Lucario on this, and you, Donovan. The thing is, this guys, like with women entering the sphere, real talk. I'm just gonna keep it a stack. They only provide entertainment value. Like when I bring picks on our show and we do the late night shows, I already know it's a waste of time to argue with them because women don't live in a fact-based reality. They live in a feels reality. You know what I'm saying? Their emotions control everything to include their reality. So arguing with them is futile. It's stupid. But the only reason I even have them on and we have these discussions is because it gives men an outlet to be able to see and hear it. And let's keep it real. Men, a lot of dudes get off on the fact that Kevin Samuels puts these women in their place and tells them uncomfortable truths that society will never tell them, that men wish they could tell them.
Yes.
So I look at it like this. You're not having these debates with women to change their opinion because they ain't. You know, women live in a bizarre world. You're never going to really change their reality. If you went through your life for 25 years being told you're beautiful and everything else like that, regardless of how poorly you behave, you're not going to change your perception of reality. So what really happens is this. It's excellent entertainment value for the guys.
Yes, it is.
Women aren't going to change. So I do it because, like, when I have these chicks on, I think, like, Rolo commented, like, oh, yeah, this argument is futile. He's right. It is. But people love watching it because they like to hear women get hit with uncomfortable truths, you know?
Very good. Listen, let's go ahead and bring on Red Pill Mike. What's going on, dude? How you doing?
Hey, man, what's going on? Hold on. There you go. I had you on speaker.
Yep, I got you.
Hey, man, the reason why I wanted to call in, you guys are talking about, why Kevin blew up and when he did and why they're trying to come after him. Well, the reason why I think all this is happening, okay, he's not the first guy necessarily to attempt something like this. And when I say attempt it, he's not the first guy to be put in a position where he's been out as somewhat of a public figure and go, let me tell you what the problem is. People have been doing this for a while, but because of cancel culture now, all you got to do is put your foot on their neck a little bit, and the next day they're going to be going, well, I apologize. I shouldn't have said it the way that I said it, And that's the thing about the red pill community and the men of the red pill community and the content creators, such as the men on this panel. Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't commit to saying anything that you can't back up, that you're not going to stand firmly on. And I think Myron hit it on the head earlier when he described, Kevin and who he is as a man. But what he did was he had an ideal situation where it was up front and in the face of everybody. They were able to see Kevin do what he did. It wasn't a dynamic of, him talking to somebody and then being able to hear it. They were able to actually see it up front. It could not be ignored.
Right.
And people didn't like it, and they started to push back on Kevin, and Kevin has not budged an inch. And because of the fact that he has not done that, that's why he's blowing up, and that's why everybody's coming after him. I mean, it's literally to the point now where I'm seeing people look at his videos and break them down in a manner where I'm literally scratching my head going, he didn't say that.
Right.
There's
right.
No, did you watch, just coming up with the craziest shit humanly possible. I mean, I saw somebody the other day, look at the video where he was basically just saying, if all he was doing was defending the argument that feminists are pushing now,
right,
more than ever, that, they don't need men. And he was like, no, you do. And here's my argument for it, which destroyed their philosophy. Okay. And people are breaking that video down going, look at this man. He's pushing for a, world that's a male utopia where women don't exist.
And he never said that. He never says anything like it. Right. Right. It's a lot of contextual, putting things in people, putting words in people's mouth. We have almost 3,000 people watching the video. Guys, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. We were
Kevin Samuels effect.
Yes, the Kevin Samuels effect is definitely being felt. We're gonna go to Chris in PG, Lewis in Minnesota, Rakay in Georgia, and Antoine in Atlanta here in just a second. But we have more, believe it or not, we actually have more super chats to read. Give me a second. I think I've got it. I think I might have it. Oh yes, I think I might have got up. Okay. C. Antoine Hill with the $10 super chat says, this is my first time here and I just subscribed. I'm already following most of you for 3 years now. Black women only respect the Pookies and Ray Rays. No real masculine men. I will not marry a black woman. Okay, that is your choice. Jungle Strut, $5, says, people in power that profit from putting the black man down fear Kevin Samuels, ex-race hustlers, feminists, beta males, politicians, reverends, etc. I would agree. He's messing with their pockets. He's fucking with their money. Knees Duts, $5. AJ in San Antonio, he says, I'm black, just got that voice. I was Carlton all through junior high school, you know, education and all, hashtag free agent. Love that. Appreciate that. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams.
You said he was white earlier.
Yeah, I see. That's what I see. I thought he was a white guy. See, there you go.
He's like, he said he's Carlton.
He's Carlton. Well, you know what? Guess what? So am I. So am I.
Yeah.
Unsolicited. Well, I'm Carlton with a temper. Unsolicited opinions with Mark Wright. Okay. Black women are more concerned about winning arguments and being right as opposed to winning respect and cooperation from black men. Link, $20, says the problem is that they are losing money to guys telling men the truth. Guys like Kevin Samuels, Donovan, CGA, Myron, Lucario, and Hotep are simply bad for business. No tinfoil hat, but I believe these are the same people placed on purpose. I would agree with that. Geeky Anomaly, $20. Kevin, as well as some of you, have changed my life. I want to be told that I ain't shit and what to do to fix it. Incidentally, every black woman I've dated has been Ethiopian, and I like how feminine they are. Well, lucky you. Let's see. Boy, these are really coming in. Thank you guys for the support. Holy moly. $10 to Living Life says, what Kevin is going through, learn to spell, please, is similar to what Ali went through when he said no to the draft. Even black man was against Ali, and free-thinking black men historically is a no-no. Peter Lee, $5, says, Myron always keeping it real, brutally honest, mad respect. Ray Simon, $5, says, that is fact. Stay unapologetically black, strong men. Kyle, $2 says, your relationship muscles have atrophied. Good Lord, you guys are too kind today. Archie, engineer, $15. Keep up the good work. Tavares Wiley, $20, says, black women are going to choose to die on their hill rather than change. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second. I'm just going to put in the 6 a bunch of times so I can scroll up and see these. Let's see. Myren Denard says, where's the minister at? Yeah, couldn't make it. DPB 79 with the $14.99 super chat. We've got a few more callers. We will try to mow through these as quickly as possible here. Let us go to Chris in PG County. Chris in PG County, you are on live with the 6. Go ahead.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Just want to make a couple comments. I mean, I think everyone knows that, well, not everyone, but most people should know that the black community is dysfunctional to begin with. Okay. 2, problematic. 3, they don't like the truth. Okay. So, and we go back, guys are talking about how the black community is the anomaly.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on real quick, Chris. Lucaro, you asked him if he was black?
Yeah. No, Chris, are you white or black?
Black.
Okay, because I want white dudes coming on here talking about the black community is dysfunctional. Well, go ahead.
You can pick up on it. Like I picked up on it, but when you asked him if he was black, I was like, oh, here we go. Go ahead, Chris. Please continue. I got that a lot too, so I ain't mad at you.
So the whole thing about it is, I think from the Great Society program, I mean, there's always a catalyst to why things are the way that they are. And we can take it back to the Great Society program back into to the 1960s, to where they started removing the black male out of the household, right? and started giving black women money actually for having children, but removing the black male from the household.
Right.
Correct. So now you have that. So now you have that black woman raising these black males, right? So now you have that black mother being the matriarchal, or being the mother of the household, and trying, even though the black male wasn't there, he still tried to come in, but because she had the money, the economics, she's now in charge. Correct. So now you have that.
Chris? Oh, okay. All right. Very good. He was making some pretty good points there. Nothing we haven't heard already. Chris, I appreciate the call. I'm sorry that I guess Blog Talk gets a little crazy sometimes. Let's go to Lewis in Minnesota. He's got something to talk about, something that has to do with black men being attacked for 40 years. Lewis, what you got, man?
Hey, just a caveat. First off, before I begin, shout out to the panel. D Sharpe, it's an honor to speak with you again.
Absolutely.
Coach Adams, it's good to finally be on the air with you. What this gentleman was pointing out was the great society removing the black man out of the house. From the 70s up until present, we were being hit by every major form of modern media communication: TV, news, music, movies, you name it, even the internet, social media. That's how we've been getting hit. Just within the past decade, black men have been firing back, especially on Facebook, especially on YouTube. Gentlemen like yourself, Obsidian Radio, and so on and so forth. We've been hitting them, and we've been hitting them hard. That's what's been hurting them. Plus, we've been putting everything that they've been saying about us to the test, i.e., black men ain't shit, black men are doing this, X, Y, Z. Really? Hold on just a cotton picking minute. You choosing these dysfunctional dudes, start off with, remember? Right. Because I wasn't wearing the latest threads, because I wasn't coming at you with game, because I'm articulate, because I chose to do something different. All of a sudden, one, I'm white acting. I think somebody else mentioned that earlier. Number two, something wrong with you. You're just too nice. Look at Tupac Shakur. When he first started, gals weren't giving him the time of day. But suddenly, when he went from the nice version of Tupac Shakur to the dark side of the force, all of a sudden, women wouldn't leave him alone.
Right.
Same thing with Will Smith. Will Smith, as far as his music is concerned, he's talented. Some of this stuff is corny.
Well, here's the thing, Lewis. I'll give you a little bit of connective tissue. If I'm not mistaken, I think Jada Pinkett dated Tupac back in the day, didn't she? And I remember early. You're right.
They were friends. They were friends. She has a soul tie to her, to him, whatever she wants to say.
Tupac pounded Jada out, right? Like, he absolutely alpha widowed her. While at the same time, Jada knew who Will Smith was and said that he was just too nice. So right there, even in the 90s, man, this stuff was clear as day. Lewis, I'll give you the last word.
The last word on this one, sir, is hold them accountable. Fuck it. Excuse my language. Hold them accountable.
Okay.
That's the key phrase.
Excellent.
They need to be held accountable.
Oh, all right. I let him go too early. Lewis in Minnesota. We've got time for a couple more calls here. Let's go to Rickay in Georgia. He thinks that there could be a resolution between black men and black women. Go ahead, Rickay.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Awesome. Quickly, just want to say that per Kevin Samuels' stated goal, that is to, he says that the gender war is over and that he's going to bring black men and black women together, correct?
Right.
I think the reason, or a big reason why they are so against this, meaning, society and black women as a whole, etc., is not just because of the way black women are right now, but because black people in America are the tip of the spear, the cannon fodder, the canary in the coal mine, the cautionary tale of what happens when you introduce socialism, feminism, transgenderism, all the isms into a population. Okay? He is messing not just with intersexual dynamics, he's messing with the powers that be, because black people will become mainstream. They will be just like Asians, Italians, white people with normal families being successful, and they could not be used to divide the country. That's my opinion.
Very good. Thank you for the call, Rakay in Georgia. I think what he says, I think there's a nugget of truth there, because black people in this country, we're the trendsetters, right?
Yeah.
Like you watch sports, like even when you watch sports, like the commercials and the marketing, it's got kind of a hip hop feel to it now. You guys all remember Stuart Scott back in the mid to late 90s when he brought his flavor to the sports media. He was hated. Then when he died back in January 4, 2015, I'll never forget that. The world pretended that they loved Stuart Scott. But black people are listen, maybe I'm biased here, but black people are the trendsetters. We are the people, everyone's trying to emulate. Even white people, they want tan skin now, right? I mean, it's just, it's incredible. I think Rakay is right. I think Kevin is messing with the powers that be, socialism, feminism, and all that other kind of stuff.
One of the things that, in particular for black men typically have to overcome a lot of things. So they get a slow start at life. Many times they start to recover at 35, 40, 45, right? But by that time, they've been so dismissed, and black women tend to start off sexually a lot earlier. So they're dismissed. Black men are dismissed a lot earlier in their development. You know, at 12, 13, 14, you've been called dusty, rusty, ashy. You've been kind of put in your place in the dynamics of the sexual marketplace very early. And then the black men that are able to overcome that and overcome the obstacles in society, then by the end of it, by the time she's 218 pounds, 3 baby daddies in, they're looking at the black man that's 40 going, oh, you got your stuff together. Let me give you a chance. And you're like, man, you're disqualified. You don't even qualify. I'm over here with Tammy, Becky, and all of that, Ling Ling and all of that stuff. So I think that's what happens in the black community. I remember growing up in 8th grade, we were getting put in our place. You know what I mean? The thug was getting the early pieces of peace leave at the middle school and the high school. And the guys that didn't qualify was easily dismissed. So I think a lot of that's typed. He's got a point there.
No, I agree. Let us go to Antoine in Atlanta. He wants a little bit of advice for guys of a younger generation. Antoine, go ahead.
Hey, how y'all doing, brother?
Good, man.
What up?
Hey, my comment is first I just want to, say thank y'all for doing what y'all doing. Y'all keep spreading the word and putting this information out for us as the younger generation. My first thing I wanted to say is that, the main thing, that from what I'm seeing is that with the whole situation with Kevin, even before Kevin with, AMS, Coach who on y'all panel right now, what it is that truth is being exposed, consistently put into the people's face who benefit from black men being talked down, black women not being with black men, and just the whole dysfunctionality of us as Aboriginal people being together. Too many people profit off of it. And by Aboriginal man who heterosexual, who stand on his toes, he's now taking that forefront to make that happen and make sure that we ain't going back to that bullshit. We finna upgrade because now it's time to shift. It's time for all of us to shift and stop over here looking down at our feet like, damn, ain't nothing to do, and pick our heads up and do what we need to do. I learned that shit at 22. So it was like, if I know I'm learning it and not everybody else is learning it, I see what a problem is at. And so being the fact that it's happening and it's being pushed heavily, people don't want that truth, especially those who benefit from it. And my question is, by me being in a younger generation, what advice can you give us for those who taking in this game, who learning what y'all had to learn in y'all later years and our earlier years, and really going back to those ways of being a man, standing on your toes, getting your shit done, not over here having no pity party, and pushing forward to make happen what you need to make happen? What advice can you give us to add on to what's happening so we can really take the fruits of the labor that y'all are doing, really take that home and
Hotep,
transfer to the next generation.
All right, listen, we're going to go around the panel with this one because this is a very, very good question. I'm going to start with Hotep. What advice can you give to younger generations, to younger guys who watch the show? Where do you start?
So I know that brother's black right there. Right, Lucario?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely black. We got to make sure, though. We got to make sure because I
qualified.
He qualified right there. You know what I'm saying? So I know he probably dating black women. Here's the thing with black women. Black women idea of mate vetting is different from other women.
Ooh.
You have some animals in the wild where they fight the man or try to ward him off, and only one of them would win the mate. That's how black women mate. They mate like fucking insects.
Okay.
And birds and shit. What you got to understand is a woman's idea of masculinity is when a man acts like a woman. Now, what makes Kevin Samuels popular? Reactions.
Yep.
The problem with the relationship between black men and black women is we react to their bullshit.
Yep.
When they start the bullshit, they trying to see if you gonna react.
Mm-hmm.
The minute you react, you validate they bullshit. The minute you respond, you validate they bullshit. When a black woman wild out or say some shit to me, I'll be looking around like, nigga, she must be talking to somebody else. I'm not like I don't feed it no energy.
Okay.
When she sees that and she can't knock you off your boulder, you pass the test, and then she start acting like a little Asian girl around these parts. But she gonna keep testing your ass.
Ling ling. Ling ling.
Ling ling. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna go Lucario, CGA, and Myron. Lucario, what is your advice to Antoine and young guys like him who watch the show, they take in this game? What's your advice to him moving forward, man?
I basically say this, man. You got to make it 100% about yourself, and that also means that 100% of the responsibility falls on you. So a lot of times what'll happen is that the reason why a lot of guys have issues with women just in general is because they're pointing the finger at the women and they're not actually doing their own thing and actually making women follow their situation or follow their lead. See, one of the key reasons why Kevin is even blowing up is because men drop the ball. Because if men didn't drop the ball, women wouldn't be acting the way they acting. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that's the situation we got here right now. So what I would say to young dudes out here is you got to make sure that when you're dealing with the woman, when you're interacting with a woman, you have to make sure that you're so on point and making sure that she is following your lead, respecting you and making those situations happen in that manner, so that you won't have these issues or these problems, because the issues and the problems keep arising because men aren't really standing on their square. You understand what I'm saying? And they're not taking 100% responsibility. When you take 100% responsibility, then what happens is that you say to the woman, listen, this is my program. This is what it's going to be. And if you want to be with me, you have to adhere to what my program is. See, the only reason why the women aren't adhering to the program is because men aren't standing on their square. They're always switching up for the woman and giving the woman a leg up and letting the woman think that she's the one running stuff. She's the one that's going to make everything go down. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so I'll tell guys they got to make it 100% on them.
Okay, good stuff. CGA, what is your advice for young Antoine and guys like him surviving out here in this dating world, man?
Well, first of all, you got to protect your seed. All right. First rule of masculinity, protect your seed. Stop knocking up these 49ers, these warthogs, these wildebeests, these women that you see at Walmart with crusty heels. And you wondering how anybody got inside of their body. Yeah, she let somebody in there, and a lot of you guys don't have any standards, all right? You don't have any standards for yourself as a man. You don't have any standards for yourself. You throw your baloney pony down any gutter that's in the community, and then you wonder why these women running around got you on child support. Let me tell you something. As a man, you got to make sure you don't get yourself put on child support in that community because you will never build. But see, black men don't have standards, and it's very obvious that they don't. I mean, listen, if they can fix that one area, I mean, because, you know, everybody wants to get their back blown out by a black guy. Right. All right. You know, even a black woman, you know, that's the start. That's just what people reach for us for. But I wrote in the book, The Free Agent Lifestyle, if you took yourself off that 49er marketplace, okay, if you protected your seed, in 2 years, you can turn your life around and you will look at that woman. You will look at that woman 2 years later and you will know clearly that you wouldn't risk it all for that. But guys don't do that. They get shamed. Oh man, you need to stay out there. And then you all of a sudden you rolling around in the hay with some oversized piece of bacon. I mean, look, just give it up. Guys, give up banging these broads. All right, look, tell her nope. And tell her to kick rocks, protect your seed, and go out there and make something of yourself. Period.
Yo, mic drop, man. Yo, you talk about the crusty heels, man. I'm about to pee on myself over here because that shit's true.
You know they walking around with crusty heels. You looking at them two snotty-nosed kid, one mixed, one straight up blackity black. You like, who put their Johnsons in this woman?
You feel me?
And there's a guy that done it. And they wonder why his life is not together.
Listen, Myron, what's your advice to young guys like Antoine, man?
So with the young guys, man, I'm going to say this. This is the reality, guys. There's no way around it. You have to self-improve. And what I mean by that is you got to get in the gym. You got to exercise. Right. You can't be fat. You got to work on your money. You got to just work on becoming the best version of yourself. And I'm going to tell you why this is so important. It's important for two things. Number one, that's where your happiness is really going to come from. It's not going to come from validation from bimbos. It's going to come from your success. Okay? Women are a byproduct of success. All right? So if you guys want to get the girls, you must become first. After you become, it's going to make life a lot easier for you because I know a lot of you guys that watch this stuff still want to get out there and date. Now, here's the reality for you guys, and I'm going to give you an example. Women are like Pokemon, okay? And what I mean by that is that in today's day and age, a lot of women walk around with an inflated sense of ego. They're not naturally submissive. They say dumb shit like, I'm a strong, independent woman. I'm not going to just submit to anybody. So what does that mean for you as a man? Well, chicks don't want guys that are their equal, guys. We've known this since the beginning of time, but it's even more pronounced in modern day times. They want a guy who's superior. When girls say some bullshit like, oh, I want a guy who's my equal partner or equal partnership, whatever, bro.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
They want you to be superior to them, right? They're not going to tell you the truth. This is what I'm going to tell you guys. It's not good enough to just get one Pokemon badge and beat Brock. You motherfuckers got to beat all of the gym leaders and the Elite Four like 7 times. So you have 100, like all the badges, and you got basically the accreditation. Because women operate much differently than we do, guys. Men, we can like a girl idealistically. Okay, I like the way she looks. She's attractive. She's cool. I'm happy with this. Women don't operate that way. They got to respect you first before they give themselves to you. And the only way women are really going to respect you is you need to be superior to them. Now, again, if you want to get on your purpose and make money and everything like that for that's required. And if you want, the byproduct of that can be women if you choose to deal with them. But you got to have the foundation in place first where you have to self-improve. There's no way around it in 2021. These chicks are Pokemon, and the only way you're going to get them to listen to what you say is to have the badges, and more importantly, let them know that you have other women in line. I always say this, bro. Women only come correct and they only get in line when they know you have other women in line, man. That's just the way they operate. Pre-selection is a real thing. And if you want to deal with females, it's just an uncomfortable reality that you must become first, get that pre-selection going, and then have the accreditation so that when you tell her, yo, show up at this place at this time, she ain't going to give you no fucking back talk like, oh, well, I want to go here. Because she knows you're not going to tolerate that. You're going to leave her on scene if she says something dumb like that. She should be scared to do anything stupid like that can mess up the relationship.
Bingo. Wow, well said. My advice to young guys like Antoine is, and I agree with Myron, it comes down to self-improvement. When you're in your 20s, dude, you're a walking hard-on. I know because I was a walking hard-on when I was in my 20s. So the life doesn't really start to get good for guys until we're in our 30s, right? But that doesn't happen unless you put in the work in the 20s. In your 20s, I know you want to chase girls and do all this other kind of stuff, and that's fine. You can do that, get your experience. You're going to fall and bust your okay, fine. But you need to work on your body, your mind, and your finances. Listen, you're young, you're full of testosterone. If you're in your 20s, you're in the gym for a month and a half, you can be ripped, right? There's no excuse for a man not to be in shape in his 20s. Work on building a strong foundation in terms of your body. Because the quickest way to increase your sexual market value in any sexual market is to be in good shape. You optimize body composition, everybody starts to look at you differently. Number 2, you got to strengthen your mind, dude. Read books, man. Try to travel, try to see the world. And I know you don't have much money, but dude, do the best job you can do trying to expand and free your mind. I know people who have never left their counties and they're miserable human beings. They don't know that they're miserable. I was just in Detroit, and one of my Uber drivers has never been outside of the state of Michigan. That guy is never going to be anywhere. It's just, to me, that's sad, right? Work on your mind, read books, watch this kind of content, educate yourself. Be curious. Be curious about things that you don't know about. Next, get your finances in order. Listen, just because you're not making a lot of money doesn't mean you can't stash some away. Yes, you're going to make more money than you've ever made in your 30s, 40s, and 50s. But you need to develop good financial habits in your 20s so that when you start making money in your 30s, you can put those good financial habits in action when you actually start making money. Body, mind, finances, and fertility. CGA, that's the number one thing. You can neglect all of these things in your 20s. And guess what? I did. I got fat in my 20s. I did not strengthen my mind, and my finances were a shit show. So much of a shit show. In fact, when I got divorced, I didn't lose anything because I didn't have any money. But the one reason that I am where I am, or one of the main reasons I am where I am now, is because I didn't knock anybody up. I don't have any kids, at least that I know of. Dude, having an illegitimate kid or two, that is the quickest way to derail your life. If you get a girl pregnant at 22, 24, 25, 28, your life will never be the same. Your life is never going to be the same. You're going to be in the child support system. You're going to have baby mama drama. You can't just up and leave and go travel because you got to. Listen, I'm here to tell you, I'm living proof. You neglect your body, your mind, and your finances, you will be just fine if you just protect your seed. That is the number one thing. If you haven't heard anything I've said, protect your seed. Thank you very much for the call, Antoine. I think we've got time for a couple of more calls, and then
there's a chapter in my book.
Oh, go ahead.
There's a chapter in my book. It says, "Don't give her your nut." Actually, no. It's a section in a chapter.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't give her your nut, man. That's so true.
Don't do it. Protect your seed, man. Especially do not give these hoes your seed. They're not worth it. We're going to go to Dominic in Baton Rouge and then William in Miami. Dominic in Baton Rouge, you've got a statement about black men's voices being shut down by black women. Go ahead.
How you doing, guys?
Good.
I'm Dominic, of course, and just love your content, love the six. And one thing I will say, Coach Greg, you a fool, man. I'm still laughing at them heels jokes, but this is what I would say that Kevin Samuels does. One, Kevin Samuels is the man that is the voice that wants to be the first man to be that voice. He always tells men, and especially black men, to let your voice be heard. Let these people know how you truly feel about what's going on around you. Not to necessarily say to be emotional, but to say that this is how this affects me. When he does that, it's kind of like if one stands up, they all might stand up type of mentality that people want to keep under wraps. Because as you see, as he's now getting so many followers, men are now stepping up the game, especially black men. They're saying, okay, this is what I need to do to get from under the thumb of this woman because, frankly, I don't like it here. I mean, I don't like the way my life is going. I don't like the things that are happening in my life. I want to change. And Kevin just basically tells you, this is what you got to do. Now do it. If you can't do it, that's no skin off my back, but I'm telling you how to get there. The second thing Kevin does, he automatically eliminates the but in every woman's conversation.
Yes, he does.
Because if you notice, every time those women go onto his show and he tries to tell them any truth, there's always some type of but in their statement to try to alleviate any type of guilt or alleviate any type of responsibility or accountability. He just says, no, it's black and white. This is what happened. This is what you did. And this is how it went. And if you want to change, this is what you need to do. No buts about it. No ands about it. Get off your butt and do it. And women don't like that. They've always been told that you can do whatever you need to do. And even if you stumble a little bit, you can still magically get up to the man who will whisk you away into your big ass castle in the sky. And he just tells them, no, it's not going to be like that. You need to start changing yourself and actually start looking to be a better person or a better version of yourself like you all tell us to be. But of course, they don't want to hear that. This is the day and age that everybody gets a trophy regardless of what you do in life or how you do it. And they don't want that message to be destroyed for anything. But again,
thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Oh, well, I guess that's that. Shout out to Dominic in Baton Rouge who took us all the way up till the end. Holy smokes. Okay. All right, let's finish up these super chats here. All right, cool. Man, the super chat's still coming in hot and heavy. Give me a second here, guys. I know this is bad radio. Oh boy. Good God almighty. Look at this. This is incredible. This is incredible. Okay, so Blaze High, $10 says it's funny because when Kevin was chewing men up, you heard no chatter. Now that it's women, they want him gone because women are the #1 consumers. C. Antoine Hill, $5 says, oh, I forgot. Y'all keep it up. Thanks for making a big impact in my life. Appreciate that very much. Slagoy the Sauce says, great show, Don. First time I've watched the 6 program. Shout out to the Coach Gang. That dude is donating. Dude, he's super chatted like $600 today. It's crazy.
Jeez.
Black Kraken, $10 says, I don't know, Donovan, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but the weave-wearing harlot Claudia Jordan called Kevin Samuels the B word on her putrid Fox Soul channel, flanked by 2 Roberto Alomars. Mickey Tettletons. Chipper Jones, if you guys get my meaning, for all you baseball nuts out there. Big Spell, $5, says, how come it's okay for switch-hitting black men to talk bad about straight black men, but Kevin Samuels' detractors will call him an Eddie Murray to invalidate his points? Those are ad hominem attacks. When people attack someone personally, it means they automatically lose the argument. Le Bull, $10, says to allow women to enter the RP space is like accepting a Trojan horse into this community. Feminists want to infiltrate the RP space to tear it down within like a double agent. Shout out to CGA and FAL. I don't know what that means, but
the free agent lifestyle.
Oh, free agent lifestyle. My bad. I swear, dude, you need to come out with the CGA glossary, man.
I know. There's a lot of words terminology I've come up with.
Dude, a lot. Red Pill Mike with the $100 super chat says, if you mix feminine energy with a false sense of empowerment, it becomes a recipe for disaster. When the nature of power originates from a fallacy, the feminine response is to deny the truth and silence the message. Removing power is to humble. Humble is masculine. Dude, that dude is a fucking wordsmith. I swear to God, man. Peter Lee, $5 says, Coach has the best analogies. Yes, he does. I also like it when he keeps it real with the crusty heels. That shit cracked me up. Levon Everett says, shout out to the 6. Appreciate that. The RP Awakened Mindset, $5 says, facts, men dropped the ball, but now we have to pick it back up and charge of the game. Cuban Libertarian, $2 says, travel, gents. Mexico is cheap right now. He's right. Merciless Reese, $10. Oh, boy, I lost it. Merciless Reese, $10 says, funny thing is, brothers forget Kevin gave smoke to bum brothers before going in on sisters. The bums stopped calling his show to work on improving themselves. 3 years later, the sisters didn't. Very good. The 87th, $20 says, brothers, I am 34, saw the finest women in college get ran through. 10 years later, these same females got 4 kids, and the men who fathered them are dying inside. I agree with men. Protect your seed. Get your money. Live good. Slagoy the Sauce with another $50 super chat. Who the hell is this guy, man? Is he Elon Musk?
I got some money.
He said, I'm white and I love the show. Thanks, Coach and Don and others. Great show. I appreciate that. Good God. Hold the Truth hostage with a $5 super chat. Says the truth is simple women have limited accountability in society and men have personal accountability. This is why men always have something to lose. And with that, that is going to draw this, the first official episode of the 6 post Kevin Samuels. Fantastic discussion, guys. You guys all made very, very good points. As King Life with a $10 super chat says, all these busted Pillsbury dough cans are mad. Kevin Samuels holds them accountable. Guys, this was a fantastic show. Thank you all for making time for it this evening. Let's go around the panel and tell the people where to find you. Coach Greg Adams, lead us off.
Yeah, man, find me here on YouTube at Coach Greg Adams. Also, my website is getting revamped.
Yes.
Some of you guys can go pick up a free ebook. It's not completely set, but go to Greg Adams 1, spelled out O-N-E, GregAdams1.com. I got a new ebook and a video, 52 things men should do before considering marriage. Absolutely free for everybody that registers. Check it out.
Perfect. Very good. I will be sure to leave you a Yelp review.
That's right.
Let's go to
you see my Facebook page review. It's like a 2. They won't monetize me over there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, nobody does. Nobody wants us. Lucario.
Yeah, so you guys, shout out to everybody on the panel, shout out to everybody in the chat. You can check me out at badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. That's where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. You can also find me on my main site, MrLucario.com. You can get the Game Kings documentary. That's the thing back there. So you get that at MrLucario.com or get it for free at badboymembership.com. And also follow me on Instagram at RealMrLucario. All right?
Excellent. Very, very good. Hotep. Where can we find you?
BrianSharpe.co. That's my legal slave name. BRYANSHARPE.co. All my projects, all my books are right there. Sign up for the email. Sign up for the email newsletter right at the top of the page.
Good stuff. Hotep is a wordsmith. I am on his email list. And finally, Myron Gaines.
Guys, YouTube Fresh and Fit. We're on get on our Patreon, patreon.com/freshfit, so you can get access to the videos that we do with the late night streams. I think I'm going to have a debate with a feminist later tonight, so tune into that.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
And then also, guys, we're on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, everything like that, because I know a lot of you guys like to listen to us on the road, might not have YouTube Red to be able to close the app or whatever. So check us out on the audio stuff. We have exclusive audios that aren't on YouTube on there as well. We're on Anchor, Buzzsprout. Every podcast platform, we're on there. So check us out. And yeah, man, YouTube Fresh and Fit, guys. Thank you so much for having me on. And then I'll have Donovan, Rolo, and Aaron Cleary here in Miami next week. So that's going to be lit, guys.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. Rolo's going to take me deep sea fishing. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Armando Moreno, $2 says, what's up, Donovan? Haven't seen you in a while. Mr. Chameleon 101 says, black women have more issues than Sports Illustrated. Fucking hilarious. That is going to do it for this edition of The Six. We will see you guys next week. Take care.